Hello, everyone. This is another show of Natural is F, and we're thanking you so much for tuning in to this broadcast segment. And we ask that you share it with everyone right now. Let them know that we're on air and we're ready to talk about holistic health, why choose holistic health, the difference in the so-called natural health, because all natural health modalities are not equal. They're not the same. They don't, produce the same health because they employ different so-called modalities. Some believe that they can heal you by sticking needles in your joint. Some people believe that they can break and crack your bones and your adjustments and stuff to produce health in you. Some people believe that they can drug you into health, some type of treatment or something. But we're going to talk about those, and we're going to talk about natural hygiene, which doesn't employ no type of artificial means of healing yourself. It removes cause. It removes the cause of your suffering, restore energy back to your body, and allow the body to heal itself. Now, that's the only true way to really heal if you think about it. Your body heals with or without medicine. It heals with or without needle sticking. It heals with or without your cracking of the back, because you got to think about it. All these different modalities claim that they heal you from, let's say, cancer. Let's choose cancer, for example. You got chiropractors that say that they heal the body from cancer. You got acupuncturists that say that they heal the body of cancer. You got Christian Science say they heal the body of cancer. You got medical men say they heal the body of cancer. You got all these different modalities. You got the venom man, the snake man. He's saying that he gave people snake poison and heal individuals from cancer. You got the shamans and all with their so-called cures and remedies that they say that they cured cancer. But the thing about it is, how did all these different modalities cure cancer when all those modalities wasn't present at every healing? The acupuncturist wasn't present when the allopathic doctor cured cancer. The you say the chiropractic wasn't present when the shaman healed. The Christian Science man wasn't present when the herb man healed of cancer. So what was present at every last one of these healings? The body. The body was present at all healings. It's always there because it's the one doing the work of healing. The thing is that it's healing in spite of those interferences, in spite of the man poking you with needles, in spite of the man cracking your back, in spite of the man giving you poisons and tonics and remedies, in spite of the man giving you nursery rhymes to repeat over and over. In every way I feel good today. In every way I feel good today. But the body was healing in spite of the so-called, you'll say, interference of these so-called modalities. And the thing about natural hygiene, we move out of the way. We don't get in the way of the body doing this work of healing. All these other modalities, they tend to employ the so-called treatments and their remedies and their cures. Natural hygiene, we step out of the way. Put our hands up. We come there in the sick room, not with no bag of tricks. We come in the sick room with an empty bag. No tricks in the bags. And what we do is we identify what's causing your suffering. Like, what are you doing? What are you eating? What are you drinking? What is your lifestyle? Where are you expending your energy? What's in your environment or in your daily habits that's draining your body of energy? And those are things that we're going to address, the difference in, natural hygiene and the modalities that's out here today that's really mainstream. And those are the ones that most people reach for. You rarely see much people reaching for a natural lifestyle change. Most of them are reaching for drugs. Most of them are looking for the next best thing to hit the market. And they're willing to spend big bucks. as long as they can continue in their, perverted habits, or the habits that's producing their sickness. If I can continuously drinking or smoking or eating the toxic food and can take a pill that will suppress the symptoms of my diseases, the symptoms of my poisoning, the symptoms of my detoxification. If I can find something that will stimulate a tired, weakened organ that I have overused or abused in my habits and in my daily lifestyle practices, I'm okay. And I'll pay big money for that. I don't want to give it rest. I don't want to allow it to heal. I don't want to turn away from my sin. I want to continuously sin, but I'm tired of being dirty. It don't feel good to have dirt and dung and all type of other waste material all on my body and all in my mouth and nose and ears and stuff. But I love my habits. I love wallowing in the dirt. I just don't like being dirty. Is there a way? And this is what these so-called modalities are doing out here. They're giving you a way to so-called not be aware of the toxins that are in your body. They're giving you a way to not be able to feel the poisons as long as you take some type of remedy that they have for you. But I'm going to share some information with you. We're going to talk about, I do want to thank everyone for allowing us to show them this show, give them some great knowledge of how to repair and heal yourself without the medicine man, without all these different modalities. And we're going to talk about natural health and how we can heal. I'm over to some friends' house now, and they got some things going on. But we're going to continuously go on. They know they shouldn't be interrupting me, but we're going to have a talk with them afterwards. But nevertheless, we're going to continuously ride out. I want to share this poem with you. And this is a poem you can go right on Google and share with a lot of people because it's a really great poem. But we definitely want to tell you to hit like and share right now. And if you have any comments, if you have any questions, you type it in right there, and our producer will put it up. We'll help you understand health from a holistic point of view. Now, if you're talking about medication, what's the best medication to use? You got the wrong show. You got the wrong doctor. If you're talking about what type of herb to use, how good is sea moss for healing my body? What type of blend of concoctions and vitamins should I use on a daily basis? You got the wrong person. I admit I have no knowledge about medication. I have no knowledge about medicine. If you believe that you got a medical issue, if you believe that your sickness is due to the lack of medication, then you need to go see a medical doctor. If you believe that your disease is because you lack vitamins and mineral supplements in your lifestyle, if you believe that the lack of needle pushing in your joints and stuff is the cause of your suffering, if you believe because you don't get your back cracked often is a problem for your sickness, then you should definitely, go and see those people who dibble and dabble with those modalities. I know nothing about it. I might misinterpret you pressing on your back. I doubt you want me sticking needles in you. I know nothing about that stuff. So that's why I don't tell you that those things can heal your body. What I can do is teach you a lifestyle of natural hygiene, which teach you how to be clean, how to get fresh air, how to get sunlight, how to stay away from toxic relationships, how to keep emotional poise in your life, to get regular exercise, to drink water, to eat the right food, to get sunlight, to stay clean, to get fresh air, to stay away from toxic people, to keep the will to live, emotional balance, nurturing relationships, rest and relaxation, regular exercise. I'm saying them over and over for you because you probably didn't catch me the first time I said. I know you said he just said that. Well, I'm saying it again, where it can go in your head. I wish I could make it into an ABC song. A B C D E F G. Now I said my ABC. Well, now I said the 10 ways of health. Fresh air, cleanliness. Yeah. I gotta make a song out of it, something like that, where it can stick in your head. I gotta give it something like those commercials that come on. Just leave it to me. Call what is Mike something, Mike Hostelo. He have that commercial where he always got the beat coming down, got an old nice hook line, but it sticks in your mind. So we need to come up with some good concepts to stick this information in your mind, or you can come up with it. If you just write it down, find a way to stick this information in your mind. All right, we're going to read this poem called The Blind Men and the Elephants, because we don't have much time, because we got a treat for you coming up at the end of this show, where we're going to have a guy who lived a hygienic lifestyle. He don't call it natural hygiene. It's just natural hygiene is just a term that we put around the whole concept of living healthy. It's not actually a name for being natural, being living in the perfect biology of your nature, but that's just the term we give it, because just say, hey, natural is not the thing to say these days, because natural is misinterpreted to mean a lot of things here. So to give the true principles of hygiene, to eat right, to get fresh air, sunlight, and different things like that, we gave it a name, natural hygiene. All right. But the name of the poem is The Blind Men and the Elephant. It was 6 men of Indostan, to learning much inclined, who went to see the elephant, though all of them were blind, that each by observation might satisfy his mind. The first approached the elephant, and happening to fall against his broad and sturdy side, at once began to bawl. God bless me, but the elephant is very much like a wall. The second, feeling of the tusk, cried, ho, what have we here? So very round and smooth and sharp, to me it's mighty clear. This wonder of an elephant is very much like a spear. The third approached the animal, and happening to take the squirming trunk within his hands, thus boldly up he spake. I see, quoth he, the elephant is very much like a snake. The fourth reached out an eager hand, and felt about the knee. What most this wondrous beast is like is mighty plain, quoth he. 'Tis clear enough the elephant is very much like a tree. The fifth, who chanced to touch the ear, said, even the blindest man can tell what this resembles most, deny the fact who can. This marvel of an elephant is very much like a fan. The sixth no sooner had begun about the beast to grope, then seizing on the swinging tail that fell within his scope. I see, quoth he, the elephant is very much like a rope. And so these men of Indostan disputed loud and long, each in his own opinion, exceeding stiff and strong, though each was partly in the right, and all were in the wrong. Now, the moral of the story is, so often in theological wars and in health and knowledge, the disputes I ween, rail on in utter ignorance of what each other mean, and prate about an elephant not one of them has seen. And we see this a lot in health. That's why I say there's many modalities towards health, and all of them believe that they can bring health into you if you will only follow their modality, their use their drugs, get treated by their treatment. However, there's a way to heal without using any of their modalities, which is the true elephant, the true healing. And we see natural hygiene is that true elephant. And all of them have tasted health in sticking people and cracking backs and taking medicines and herbs. They have came to health from a certain angle, but it doesn't give the whole clear picture. You go to certain doctors, they tell you just eat right and take their medication. You got some tell you you need rest and take their medication. Others tell you you need to change certain aspects of your lifestyle, but they don't give the whole image and picture of what it takes to be healthy. And that's why we still suffer and some still end up dying in their sickness. We want to talk a little bit about, how the difference between, you'll say, the so-called medicinal means of healing and the natural way. Why go holistic? Holistic, if you've been to our other show, it tell you what true holistic is, and that's being a sound mind and body, having a sound mind and body. All right. And so that is the whole man when your mind and body is sound, is whole, healthy. All right. But when you get out of alignment, when your body is no longer healthy and your mind is no longer healthy, you're out of alignment. So you're in a state of dis-ease. You're in a state of suffering. You're in a state of illness or discomforts. So why should we choose holistic health over the medicinal kind? And it's a great reason why we should do so, because if we look at the medicine approach, I'm gonna share something out of the hygienic books of Dr. Shelton, which is the natural hygiene, the pristine way of man. It said medicine seeks. This is actually on page 444. Hello, Erica. How are you doing, ma'am? Make sure you share this. Make sure you get your mother up here and your father and all your friends. Medicine seeks to cure disease. Hygiene seeks to remove disease. So why should we choose holistic health over medicinal health? Because now here it is. It said medicine seeks to cure disease. Hygiene seeks to remove cause. Look further at our differences, for we are radically apart. We are not the same with only seeming differences. There is a vital antagonism between the two systems. Medicine has a great advantage of position and rests securely behind ancient fortification, but these do not constitute criteria of truth. Mostly all of the medical knowledge that's out here and the big old hospitals and different things make the medical people seem like they're the one in charge, that they're the one healing and curing people of all their sicknesses, when in actuality they are what's causing a lot of the chronic issues in us further down the line, but we just don't associate it. When we go to them at an early age getting all these so-called immunizations, they're giving us all these pills to suppress our symptoms of high blood pressure, our symptoms of high sugar levels, our symptoms of high cholesterol, our anxieties, all our different aches and pains that they suppress brings on our later issues that are manifested in us as chronic issues. Had we allowed our body to get rid of the poisons or heal from those aches and pains, we would not suffer the chronic issues that we are going through today. And see, that's what hygiene does. Hygiene addresses the cause of your suffering. We don't seek to cure you of your disease. We let the body do the work of curing. Matter of fact, your disease is the cure, according to natural hygiene. We're natural orthopaths. We believe that nature is always upright. Everything that the body is doing is necessary at the moment. So it's not never hurting itself or out of place. It's just doing what it can do under the conditions you put it under. When you ate that bad food, You cause your stomach to be poisoned and your body to be poisoned. So your body forms a diarrhea in which to free itself of the accumulated poison. Otherwise, that poison will kill you. So the body must act. It's action. It's acting on that so-called poison of the rotten food. Now, that diarrhea, you might want to go to the doctor and stop it. Well, you're actually stopping the cure. The diarrhea is the cure to your rotting belly. But since you stop the cure with your cure, you're curing your cure. But once you cure the cure, the rotting material stays in your belly and irritates your stomach into ulcers. It circulates the poisons in your bloodstream, irritating the other cells and tissues. And now you got damage throughout your body simply because you stopped the diarrhea because you didn't want to go to the bathroom. You were going to the bathroom too often, but you didn't want to give up the food that was producing the diarrhea. This is where we go into trouble. I want to share some more stuff. I'm going to be talking a little fast because we got our friend coming up here, but I definitely want you to see the difference. I'm going to read another part of the hygienic system, the pristine way of Dr. Shelton. And he said, if we introduce into the healthy digestive tract a ripe, mellow apple, a whole series of actions follow by which the apple is digested and assimilated. In the mouth, the apple is chewed and mixed with saliva. It is swallowed and reaches the stomach, where its digestion proper begins. Now, digestion, secretion, propulsion, absorption, circulation, and assimilation are all the work of the living organism and not of the apple. So we see that it's not the apple. All right. We see that it's not the apple that's causing itself to digest. The body is digesting the apple. The apple will go right in. If the body don't act on the apple will sit in our stomach and rot. So if the apple don't digest itself and turn itself into nutrition, and then into cell structure, how can the medicine do such a thing? Introduce into another healthy digestive tract a dose of milk of magnesia, and a whole series of other actions follow by which the drug is cast out of the system. Secretion, propulsion, diarrhea are actions of the living system, not of the drug. So with one thing the body uses and make use of, it treats the apple one way, but it treats the milk of magnesium another way. It turns the apple into bones and tissues, but the milk of magnesium, it neutralizes it and throws it out of the bowels. So happen everything that's in the bowels get thrown out with it. But the magnesia is held as a cure, a cause of to get rid of constipation. I wanted to share another little part with you as well. It's in Toxemia Explained. It's by another one of our hygienic doctors, um, Dr. Tilden. He wrote this book called Toxemia Explained. I don't know if you can see it there. Toxemia Explained by J.H. Tilden. Let me see if I can put it there good for you. By J.H. Tilden. This book right here, if you can get this, your hands on this book right here, you should get it. This book right here is amazing when it comes to talking about health. I want to share a piece in here I gotta find it though for you. All right. Thought I had some papers in here. I had some bookmarkers in here. For some reason, it got thrown out. But I gotta show this to you because this will help you understand. Oh, I got it now. I'm there. All right. So in here on page 86, it says, those who find a life of service to take the place of ambition's jilts have made no mistake in the selection of the great physician. But those who seek cures outside of self are hunting cures in a fool's paradise. Cures? There are no cures. The subconscious builds health or disease according to our order. If we send impulses of irritation, discontent, unhappiness, complaining, hate, envy, selfishness, greed, lust, etc., you know how we get. The subconscious builds us in the image of our order. If we send to the subconscious sensual impulses, our order is returned to us blear-eyed, with swollen features, headaches, bad breath, pain here, pain there, blurred intellect, carelessness in business, of friends, and of self. We interpret our state as disease and send for a doctor who finds protein in our urine, rheumatism in the joints, a leaky heart, threatened apoplexy, dropsy. We take his dope, his operations, his immunizations, but we continue to send sensual impulses, big dinners, strong cigars. We want the best cigars, the strongest thing. Indulgences. The doctor does no good. Another and another is sent for. Skillful examinations are given. Syphilis is found. Cancer is found. Synthetic drugs are prescribed. Other doctors examine who find tuberculosis, who find lupus, and all type of other so-called sicknesses. Each doctor who is a specialist always finds what he specializes in. And at a last real skill is detected in a physician who finds cancer. But all the time, our orders are going to the subconscious, and the returns are made faithfully in the image of our Maker. The truth is that we are not needing a doctor at all. We need a physician who will effect a reconciliation between our subconscious Maker and ourselves. What we need is to be taught self-control, poise, equanimity, repose. And when these impulses are sent over the sympathetic nerves to our subconscious Maker, we shall begin to receive images of a moral or more ideal man until an approach to perfection is attained. Self-control. Now, I want to share another part, and we're going to be bringing on our friend up here in just a minute. Wouldn't it be incongruous if the evolution of man, such an important element as auto-immunization, should be left out? No animal has been forgotten in the great scheme of creation. Powers of offense and defense have been wisely provided for every animal on earth. No animal need to be immunized out in the wild. And look, the king of all animals, which is man, should be left defenseless. And as soon as he come in, he have to be dosed up with 40, 70, 120 different Vaccinations, the so-called build up his immune system or make his immune system suitable for him to walk on earth. At the head of which is a brain. We have this nervous system, which at the head of is the brain capable of thinking. Some of us may not have that, which can come to the aid of a flagging nervous system and help to renew it. When the nervous system is normal, when there is full nerve energy, man is normal and immune to disease. Disease begin to manifest only when environments and personal habits use up energy faster than it is renewed. This contingency, the properly educated mind begins to remedy at once by removing or overcoming all innovating influences. But we see that individuals, if we notice that dead people don't get sick. Why? Because they have no power. The power out of them is gone. Their body don't even react to medication. You heard what I just said? The body don't react to medication. That lets you know that the drug itself is not a actor. It has no power in it. Matter of fact, after you have taken Tylenol for so long, you have to take more and more Tylenol just to get a reaction from the body. And when those drugs are no longer even, getting a reaction, they say, what? It's, your body is just no longer reacting to it. We got to try you on something different because the body is not reacting. That medicine had power, it will have power consistently. If medicine was actually healing us of our issues and the drugs and the remedies and stuff like that, why are we suffering with so much more? Why are we suffering with new diseases, more harmful diseases that's coming up, even with the advancement of medical science? They've become the most advanced they've ever been. But here it is, we suffering with more cancers that we didn't even have a couple of years ago. And here it is, we see that even with these so-called remedies and these so-called cures that come about every 10 years, we act like the sea moss and all these other so-called remedies are new remedies. These things have been around for decades, for generations, for ions of years. And they get buried and somebody dig them back up. They get buried and somebody dig them back up. And they get buried for a generation and another generation come and dig it back up until they get buried because they found to be useless. But we see that natural hygiene addresses the true cause. We don't seek to cure anything. The only way that we can get lasting healing is when we remove the cause of the suffering. Remove those sensualities. Remove those indulgences. Remove those innervating habits and allow the body to regenerate on its own. All right. So I want to encourage you to, always go the holistic approach. And when going the holistic approach, choose natural hygiene. I'm an advocate for natural hygiene because we know that is the most natural way to allow the body to heal without using any adulterated means, unnatural means or anything like that. We just let the nature do her own work. We don't have, we get cut. We don't have to use anything. Nature going to go into healing herself. That's what the body does. It's called metabolism. The metabolic action of the body is to preserve itself by all means. If something get tore on it, it automatically go into spontaneous healing. It don't need to be prompted by no drug or no treatment. It don't need a doctor present for it to start healing. It heals on its own. We're going to bring this young man on if we can get our producer to chime him on in. We got a great guest to come in here, Mr. Kev. He have been on our show once before where we were talking about, a lot of the so-called issues of the immunization that was being put out to us during that pandemic situation, when people were crying about, the parasites were taking over their bodies and causing suffering and issues in their bodies. They were blaming it on parasites. And we were talking about how, the lifestyle played a big part in how we were suffering. And those who changed their lifestyle to a healthy lifestyle didn't have to worry about parasites. A clean trash can don't have to worry about parasites. You don't have to worry about worms and maggots and flies. Not a clean trash can, but a dirty trash can, you're gonna have issues. I don't care how much roach spray you spray and chemical sprays you spray and stuff. If you keep rotting food there, guess what's gonna happen? You go to the landfill. I don't care how much they go around and want to spray stuff around there. There's not going to be any type of cleanliness in the landfill where you got rotten material, degenerating material. So imagine when we have a lot of degeneration going on in our body, we're going to attract or grow bacteria. We become a breeding ground of bacterial growth. We become a breeding ground of violent growth when our internal insides have a bunch of accumulated waste that's rotting in our bodies, toxins that been accumulating from our lifestyle and our environment. We're trying to get our brother in. See, we got him in now. How you doing there today? Are we in good? Are you able to hear us, Mr. Kev?
I'm having a signal.
It's going in and out on you. I'm in a different area today. I was kind of scared if I was going to have issues, conducting this
Oh,
one.
there
But
you go.
you
Now
in
I'm good.
good. Excellent. How you doing today, brother?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing excellent, man. I have so much pleasure in reading a lot of your posts, man. You be putting up some very influential information. I mean, and it be so amusing, what I'm saying, the way that you put it out. It kind of encapsulates you to want to read. Because most time when they say, man, you about to read, you write like a little essay up there on Facebook, and most people, if it's more than 2 or 3 words, they bypass it. But your stuff
Good.
start off where you just have to read all the way from the beginning to the end, because it be so, I mean, it be stimulating. And well, I know to me it do. And when I share it to other people, they tend to say, wow, I get what the brother's saying. So, man, I just want to tell you, man, what you're doing is phenomenal, and keep putting up the good information. I was laughing about that one where you were talking about in the store where the lady was talking, saw you eating the avocados. I don't know if you remember that one where she was talking about she liked the way you was eating the avocados, and said, imagine if you was eating a watermelon through that boy. You know which one I'm talking about?
I don't remember that. I put up so many.
I think you was going through the Home Depot, and went in there, and one of the ladies
Oh yeah, I
followed. Yeah,
remember. Yep.
yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I
I
remember.
was definitely tripping off that one right there.
Yeah,
Tell us
she
a little bit how it is, man. First of all, I want to thank you for me calling you at the last minute, and you willing to chime in and tell us a little bit about your day as you live a hygienic lifestyle, a more natural lifestyle. Um, Tell us a little bit about what a day stem for you. If like I might have some clients want to know how to live healthy, even though I know that's just a way of life for you now. But just tell us about your life, where they can see what it takes to transition to a life just like yours that'll be more helpful with them being healthy.
well, I don't know. Right now, I'm actually making some juice.
Ah,
I'm actually making some this just some orange juice. I actually just got back from the store buying some oranges.
1 second. I noticed if you put it back to that orange juice, it looked like you got a cold press there. Is there a reason that you cold press yours instead of using that blade that warms it up and anything like that?
There is a reason. I'm not sure if I can explain it, like the terms, the technical terms, but this is as close to natural as you could get. When you use electrical juicers, from what I've read, you lose. nutrients from the juice,
Yes.
right? I'm not
Yes.
sure what it is about it, the friction or what, but you lose nutrients from the juice.
Yeah.
And you use cold press, you don't. It's just like if you put it in your hand and squeezed it into a cup.
That's right. That's right. That's right. I got
So,
you. I got you.
yep, that's why I go with that.
And it mimics your chewing it. Like when you chew it, you're just squeezing it out of the fruit. You're not circling with blades and stuff, and you're just chewing the juice out of the fruit, just like that same cold press. So I get it.
Exactly.
Y'all need to take note of that. When you're juicing, make sure you get a cold press juicer to extract your juice, because you don't want to make it oxidized by the heat process of the turning blades. But go
Those
ahead on,
are
brother.
yeah. So I don't know, like a typical day for me. I don't know if I have a typical. I'm on a podcast, so y'all chill out. Um, recently, when I wake up in the morning. Well, recently I've been doing a lot of fasting. I've been fasting a lot more. Like
Okay.
today, I've only had one orange. That's all I've eaten today, and I'm just getting in from work. And now I'm pressing this juice. But
What?
like,
You go to work fasting?
oh yeah, I work out fasted too.
And
I'm
you
going to
don't
work
feel
out after this.
weak? You don't feel weak? Feel like you about to fall over, about to die,
Bro,
anything?
I can do 100 jumping jacks right now.
Hey, hey,
I, you know what? I actually like I have so much energy right now, having not eaten anything but but one orange. And this, I like anytime I'm in a fasted state, I just notice my energy levels go up, and it's not just me. It's just that's just the way it works.
right.
It's the consumption of. Go ahead.
No, I had people who, when they say they fasting, they barely can go to sleep at night. Sometimes they have so much energy. I say, food
Yeah,
requires energy to digest.
there you go. So if you're not digesting food, you got all this energy not being used for that. You could use for other things.
I tell them to look at that Thanksgiving meal after everybody get finished eating all that food. The more food they eat, the quicker they what?
Go to sleep.
They
Exactly.
go in the bed.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so and just to add to that, I work my one of my industries is construction.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh
I'm not
wow.
sitting at a desk. My work is very physical.
Right.
Today we was working with half-inch sheets of plywood, and having to move them and carry them and install. So my work is very physical.
You got a question from Tamika Murray. She said, "What do you do with the pulp after using the cold press?"
I love the pulp. I get as much pulp as I can, but say like, let's see. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
like this, sometimes I'll scrape this out and put it in my juice.
Mm.
But there's been times where I would just eat it. I would just turn it inside out and just eat it all,
Yeah.
you know. And then sometimes I throw it away. But see, these oranges are Valencia oranges.
So they're more juice than anything.
I only use these for juicing. Now
Yeah.
the oranges I eat are navel oranges.
Yes. They're more pulpy. They're
Yeah,
more
I eat
fiber.
these. I juice Valencias.
Yeah. Yeah, because Valencia is more nothing but juice anyhow. They're way more juicier. Them navels have that velvety, like it'd be like great pulp.
Yeah, yeah, they're better for eating for me. But yeah, so um, I like a normal part of my day. I spend most of my day in a meditative state. Um, unless I'm working with somebody like I was today, but I do a lot of meditation.
Mm-hmm.
Um, spirituality is the foundation of why I eat the way I eat, just the the entire way I live my life. Spirituality is at the foundation of it. And so I just build everything else I do, I just build upon that foundation, you
Thank
know. So I do a lot of meditating. Um, a lot. Um,
So
that's pretty.
when you're in this meditative state, right? Okay, so you wake up in the morning, uh, you automatically you're already meditating in your silence and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure. Um, when do you have your first meal? You usually have your first meal late in the day, right? Like after 12 or
It
whenever
depends.
hunger presents itself.
It depends. The past couple days, I just been doing. Well, the past few days, I want to say I've been doing more fasting. But if I'm eating, because I only eat fruit,
Right.
and like people don't really. I was just having this conversation where we was talking about this, and when I say I only eat fruit, I literally don't eat.
Only eat.
I don't eat vegetables.
Right.
I don't eat any type of dairy. I don't eat meat. I don't. Just fruit. Just
Frugivore.
fruit. Nothing else.
That's
And
right.
so, I'll wake up. I'll like recently before I started doing more fasting, I would start off eating oranges. I
Mm-hmm.
probably eat about 6 oranges,
Yes.
and then I'm done. I eat oranges until I just don't want no more,
Right. Satiation.
and then I'm done. And then I'll usually have a juice at some point during the day. Um, I'll usually have an avocado and a mango,
Mm-hmm.
and that's pretty much that's like all I've been eating lately.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll have oranges. I'll have avocado. I don't like eating too many avocados because of the fat
Yeah,
content.
fat content. I got you.
And then I'll eat mangoes. I'll eat one or two
Mango something
mangoes.
serious, man. The
Yeah,
mango something serious.
I'll kill some mangoes.
Yes, yeah.
So
We got a question. Say, is fasting cardio a good thing? I guess she's asking. Is it okay to fast when you're doing cardio?
when so probably about going on 3 years now, I would say, was when I dropped like 70 pounds.
Mm.
Right. And so that was actually one of the things I would do. I would work out in a fasted state.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, first thing in the morning when I get up, I would go to the gym before I eat anything, and I would run, or I'd get on a stair climber. I do HIIT workouts, and the way my HIIT workouts are designed, they're 30 minutes long, and you do about 5 or 6 exercises for a minute each, no rest,
Mm-hmm.
and you just go for the 30 minutes. And so those types of workouts I would do on a fasted state, in a
Mm-hmm.
fasted state, and it accelerates the fat loss, it accelerates the calorie burn and the weight loss.
So the
So
so it sounds like if you're in it depends on your body makeup and what stage of health you in. Should you do elicit fasting and cardio at the same time? If you're in a state of building muscle, it would be useless to really go into fasting while you're doing cardio because you're just going to be leaning your body. So it really depends on what you're trying to achieve in your cardio and your fasting, depending on what your body like. So we would have to know a little bit more, Tamika, what your purpose is. But from his point of view and mine, it's no problem with us fasting doing cardio because we're not trying to really lose huge amounts of fat or anything like that. And I don't know what your makeup, and I'm not calling you fat by no means necessary. But we would have to know more about your condition because everyone shouldn't even fast. Certain people can't fast, like people who have kidney problems that they might break down proteins more rapid than the kidneys can filter out because the kidneys not function properly. So fasting should always, if you're not in a kind of good state of health, fasting should be supervised by a person who know what to look out for fasting. Or get you a preacher; he should know about fasting as well, because he's supposed to be fasting a lot according to his scripture. But so I would tell you to get you a supervisor to help with that. So tell us a little bit about more into your day. So you're not eating much food. Like they think that, most people, they think they got to have a big old two-piece chicken legs with ham hocks and greens, some macaroni and cheese, cornbread, and all this just to replenish their diet from a hard day's work. But here it is, you talking about you come in the house and you sitting here squeezing six oranges, and replenishing the energy from your construction job. How is this
Yeah,
possible, bro?
bro. The job I just came from, we just work like 6 hours straight. Like I don't take breaks when I work. Like my work is physical. I don't take breaks. We just did 6 hours straight, just lugging around plywood and installing it. And all see, like I'm like I don't have the you know, I don't know like the technical terms and
I got
everything like you have,
you. I got
you know. But this is like this is energy.
you. Pure energy.
You know what I'm saying? This is sunlight. This is energy. I mean, this is the best thing you could consume. And I don't mean oranges specifically, but just high, like fruits with high H3O content,
Yeah. You
right?
got a you got a guy named the 8-10-10 diet by his name Douglas Graham, and he's a sports nutritionist who talk about the fruitarian diet, such as what you're eating right now, and how to replenish your glycogen reserves or your sugar reserves in your muscles, where you don't tire out, don't feel fatigue, and have optimum endurance and power. So that's why you are so able to, be more productive in your job and what you're doing, because you're keeping your body fueled up with the sugar that it needs and requires, the vitamins and minerals and the hydration. Because you don't even have to drink no water with all those oranges you about to drink, is it?
I don't drink water at all.
You see what I'm coming from? If you tell some people that, they'll be like, "What are you talking about, bro?
Yeah, I
You
don't
don't
drink
drink
water.
no water."
I don't drink water at all.
What do you mean?
Zero. This is my water right here. You just said
Right,
it. It's in the
right,
fruit.
right.
Which now you correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong,
Nope,
but
nope.
no. Okay, so water is a inferior form of hydration, right? The water content is in fruits is referred to as H302. Is that right?
I don't know if that's the term, but I know what
It's
you're talking
H3. I
about.
know it's H3. I believe it's H302 or H320. But it's a superior form of hydration. This
Yeah,
is how we are supposed to hydrate the cells of our body.
yes.
So when you drink water, your body has to convert water over to H302. But it's already in the fruits as H302.
Right.
So it's not a water, it's like a watery gel like substance kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And so it provides superior hydration through all the cells in your body. And
Superior. I used to tell people about that when I first started, getting into the fruitarian lifestyle too, only eating fruits and stuff. And they would be there like, "Well, how much water you drink?" I say, "Man, sometimes I won't even drink no water for months on end because I won't be thirsty. I'm sitting there eating a watermelon, for Christ's sake." I'm sitting
that's
there,
like 95% water right there.
I said, I don't have no thirst, and I'm not eating anything that requires me to drink. When I'm eating a salty bread or all this food that got all the seasoning in there, that brings on that dehydrated state that my body is in, because I'm eating all this dry food, this toxic food that requires something to be uh, 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 washed out. So here
Yeah,
it is, when you're eating fresh fruits and vegetables, or just eating the fresh fruits, which we are mainly biologically set for, like how you said, I'm on a fruit diet, brother. That's what you were designed to eat according to our biological makeup. So you're on the right path, and I just want to show other people who up here listening today that you actually can live on just fruits. Because when I tell people, hey, you eat, man, I die eating nothing but apples and oranges and pears and peaches and plums. Well, you see this man right here hasn't died yet. You know, they might not believe that I do it. You know what I mean? But to see another man get up here and just start talking about that's all he eat, and I can bring other people up here as well. But they see the fruits that's sitting around in your kitchen. You sitting there, you're pressing it right there.
See,
man.
I mean, that's it. Well, this is for the squirrels. I don't know if y'all can see. Yeah, that's for the squirrels, and this is not mine, but you know.
Yeah,
I mean, that's it.
I would love to come and break bread with you, bro.
That's my groceries right there. Yeah. I don't, you know.
I was in the store the other day, man, and I went in there and saw some fruit, man. They had like 3 oranges for like 62 cents. And they were like on a markdown rack, but they had a bunch of them. It's just like the guy said that it was one rotten and one in the pack, so they had to bust the pack, and then they had to sell the rest of it in a markdown scenario. And they were selling like 3 oranges for like 62 cents. But people were talking about it's expensive. They live on a fruitarian diet. Is it actually expensive like they're talking about?
Well, I mean, I don't know. It could be. It depends. Like me, I only eat organic fruit. I will only buy organic fruit. So organic fruit is more expensive than regular fruit. You know, so a bag of oranges for me, I usually pay $6.99. But if you go with non-organic, they're about $3.99.
Yeah, $3.99.
You know? So
how many oranges would you eat at a sitting though? A bag?
Close.
All right, so you paying $6.99 for a meal, and that meal will last you a day, or you do 2 of them a day?
Not 2, but you know, like I said, I'll have my oranges, and then that I'll be done with the oranges for the day usually.
So if I go to Burger King and get just a Whopper and fry in a large drink, that's going to run me about $9, $10, $12, $11.
If you go to Applebee's or you go sit down and have a meal,
$30.
I easily, like when I used to eat like that, I would easily spend $30 just on me.
Yeah.
You know, because I used to get anything I had a taste for, I would buy. So I would have like several meals just in front of me.
Yeah.
Check
this out. I hate to interrupt you because we're running out of time here, but I have to bring you on next Tuesday to finish this talk with me. Please be available with me Tuesday. I'm going to bring you in a little earlier where we can have enough time to talk a little more into it. If you're available, I'll reach out to you. But I definitely want to let my listeners learn more about your lifestyle, where they can learn about the holistic lifestyle. And, you know, it's time for us to be healed. But I just want to thank you because we're going to have to get off the show here because we run out of time. We got a whole nother show coming on after hours. But thank you so much for coming in. Be available for us next Tuesday. It's always a pleasure, you know, hearing from you and having you up here. And thank you for always coming to our rescue to talk with us. All right?
Absolutely, bro. Anytime. I already told you that. Just let me know.
For sure. Best of health and happiness. You take care, all right?
Right on.
All right. And y'all take care as well. And I'll see y'all next Tuesday. It's always a pleasure to bring this valuable information to y'all. Hey, best of health and happiness. I love y'all. Y'all take care.
like this. I like this.